this summer.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Idiot sandwich what?
Hi guys! Welcome back to another episode of Eatbook Cooks. Today we're gonna do a 3-course recipe and it's...
bread. Like, I don't get it. Like, why do we have like leftover bread? I will never have leftover bread.
Why?
All the bread I will finish it.
By yourself or your
No,
family?
my family lah.
But we're talking about plain bread, right? They're always sold in bigger quantities, not one by one.
Have. They got like one bag got 5 on gardenia, thick slice over here in 5s.
But anyway, it's easy for my household to have extra bread because there's only 2 of us. Other than my household, right, do you know where else will have leftover bread? Hotels! Because every time breakfast, they got a lot of bread, but they always have leftover. That's why you always see bread pudding.
That is true, that is true. But today, I think like our recipes, right, need to level up from the bread pudding. Like, when you see bread pudding, right, you know it's like made from bread already. You must do things right. Then you put the bread inside, then nobody knows it's bread. And then people will know that you have leftover bread.
If the person can guess that there's no bread in our 3-course meal, right, then the producers have to treat us coffee.
Yes. So, like any 3-course meal episode, right? I'll take the appetizer, we will do the mains together, and then Chiara will do the dessert.
Sweet!
So for the appetizers, right, we are going with a classic creamy tomato soup. But the thing that we're going to do differently is that I am going to roast the canned tomatoes first before anything else, and the bread comes in as a thickener. So here are the ingredients that we need. We'll need bread, canned tomatoes, chicken broth, olive oil, bay leaves, crushed red pepper, brown sugar, garlic, onion, and basil. Okay, first things first, we need to preheat our oven. After that, we're gonna get a baking tray and then we're gonna pour all our canned tomatoes on it. Hopefully the juice doesn't overrun. And then we are going to roast the tomatoes with the juice inside the oven. Nope. Okay, so very simple. Just pour it out on the baking tray. The reason, right, why we want to roast this is to deepen the flavor. Like, tomato, right, itself has a lot of natural umami, a lot of that glutamic acid that's inside there. I'm gonna put it a bit separate and then I am gonna press it down. We're gonna mash it. See all that natural umami oozing out. And to draw out that moisture a bit more, I'm gonna add a bit of salt all over my tomatoes and the juices. Okay, into the oven. Center. 10 minutes. You know, like, I need my cloth. I feel very uneasy without my cloth by my side. So I'm gonna find it first. Okay. I got Chiara's phone. Take photo. Alright, now our beautiful tomatoes is done. Take a look at the color. Take a look at the char. This is exactly what we want. So we are gonna chunk this into our pot after we fry up our aromatics. Okay, medium heat and then olive oil in. And after you get it in, right, let's start things off with our onion. And then let's fry up our onion first. Fry it up till it's slightly translucent, not fully translucent yet, so just slightly. And then garlic in. And very easily, we're gonna break our bay leaves into it. So the thing about bay leaves, right, you must break it and tear it to release the oils that you have inside. And then for a kick of spice, we're gonna add a bit of crushed red peppers into it. The color you get should be something like this. A bit orangey, your onions should be translucent, and your garlic shouldn't be burnt. And then I need my mittens.
Mittens.
Okay, we wanna cook it down a bit more. And when the tomatoes start to release that liquid, right, we're gonna add in our bread bit by bit. Probably 2 handfuls. And then let the bread soak up the liquid. And as the bread get coated slightly, right, as they become wetter, we're gonna add in our sugar also. And then make sure everything is mixed well. So now that all the bread is broken down, right, you see, you can't like really tell which is bread, which is tomato anymore. We are gonna add our broth in. Okay, now that I'm happy with how my pot looks like, I am going to put this aside and bring out the blender. Alright, got the blender here. I am gonna add my broth into the blender. Okay, gotta add a bit of olive oil, and then let's proceed to blend. We get the consistency that we like, right? Then we want to sift it out. Don't be alarmed if it doesn't go down. We just need to encourage it a bit, okay? Okay, who would dare say, right, that there's bread inside? And then let's just clean and fold the sides of the tomato soup in. As you do that, right, we just gently heat it up till it bubbles slightly. That like this, it's time to turn it off. And then once it's heated up, it's ready for plating. So this is probably 2 ladles full of our tomato soup. We are gonna put a bit of basil and then with our olive oil. All right, and this is done. And now that we are done with our appetizer, it's really very chill. Like, this is like meant to be broken into right now because it's warm, it's piping. But we need to get our mains right. Okay, we are going to summon Chiara in now for the mains. Can you look at my appetizer first?
Wow.
You know what is it? Can you try it? I want to try it. Very nice.
So no cream?
No cream.
Just tomatoes?
Yes.
Mmm. Wow.
Wow. It's time for our mains.
Oh no.
So mains always need 2 of us cause every time we are overachievers.
But
It's about drive.
It's about power. It's about
Drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour.
So today, right, we have talked about it and we are going to do meatballs in some sort of casserole with cheese, with bacon, with...
Okay, since your specialty is like meatballs, right? And I love making bacon, so we 分工合作
Wow, it's gonna be mad savory.
and mad delicious.
Mad delicious. Cannot wait. Okay, let's go. Okay, I'm gonna call the dish Ultimate Breakfast Casserole.
You know who you sound like now?
Ooh.
Zorbet. Ultimate something.
So here are the ingredients that we need. We've got 1 part pork, 1 part beef for the meatballs, onion powder, garlic powder, parsley, onion, chicken broth, eggs, bacon, leftover bread, cheese, and tomatoes. Okay, so for the meatballs, right, it's gonna be a very classic mix, beef and pork. The different thing, right, is that we're just gonna use breadcrumbs as a binder along with the eggs over here. Yes.
And we're also gonna go big on flavor. We're gonna crisp out some bacon. And also for texture, we're gonna toast the leftover bread and make it like, you know, crunchy croutons. Okay, first things first, because my steps, right, we need to let it sit in the oven for quite a while. So you're gonna help me.
Okay, what can I do?
First, I need olive oil.
Olive oil. Olive oil.
Okay, help me.
Help
Help
you?
me drizzle as I pour.
Okay, drizzle as you pour.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And now you just use your hands and
My hands are... Can I don't use my hands?
then while Mandon is mixing it up so that everything is coated with the olive oil, I'm just gonna lay bacon down on a clean tray.
Wow.
And then we'll just pop it in the oven, cold, not preheated, for about... How long
15-20 minutes?
I said like, you know, like fish ball, meatball, ball. And he said, cannot use that, cannot.
Why?
Why cannot?
Then must say what? Yeah.
Huh? What did you say?
Nothing.
And then just pop these 2 in the oven for about 10 minutes. But keep your eye on it because they crisp up really fast and chao tai really fast. So be careful.
It's my turn. First, parsley in. We gotta add in half an onion, 1 egg, onion powder.
Garlic.
Yeah, garlic.
Oh! Close my eyes.
So mix it up, mix it up, mix it up. Okay, can you help me season this with salt and pepper, please?
Okay. Salt and pepper, Peppa Pig.
Okay.
How many bread do you need?
I want 1/3 of what you have.
1/3. So now we're gonna blitz this up for breadcrumbs
For
for
breadcrumbs,
meatball.
for my meatballs. Ooh, look at this mold. I'm just gonna mix that breadcrumb in so it will act as a binder for my meatballs.
You know what I'm doing?
What are you doing?
I'm just flipping it to the less toasty side. I'm gonna put it back in
Oh my
for
god,
a few more
that's
minutes.
genius.
Say that one more time.
One more time. That one more time. Come, you want to do some meatballs?
Yep.
Okay, now I split half with you, okay?
We interrupt this program for an important news announcement.
Okay, actually I won't say how long you need to put the bread or the bacon in the oven, but basically just keep an eye on it. As long as it's crisp up or golden brown, just take it out of the oven.
Okay, come. We are going to sear our meatballs now. We are not going to fully cook our meatballs because they'll be finished off in the oven. Look at the sear. This is the kind of sear that we want on the sides of the meatball. Let's fry up some onions first. I'm going to add my onions in. And then we're going to add our tomatoes in after the onions turn translucent, which is really soon because this pan is ripping hot, like what Maverick would say. Tomatoes in. We got tomatoes out into the heat. We're gonna let it simmer, let it cook down. And at the same time, we're just gonna bash up these tomatoes and let their juices come out. Okay, now that you see our tomatoes, right, are reduced to like a sort of paste thingy here. Then we're just gonna add a bit of moisture back into it, right? And then we are going to shut the heat off. Oh my god, this is the most exciting part. Okay, so the best thing is that you can just toss everything inside here and then we'll use our tongs to like coat everything up nicely since it will be topped up with a layer of cheese. Okay, so right, if you think that the moisture isn't enough, we can still add a layer of broth down. So that's what's happening now. We're gonna continue adding layers of croutons.
And lots of
Cheese. Any kinds of cheese you guys want, but for this one, we are using Montreal Jack and aged cheddar. So now that we have shaved all our cheese all over our casserole breakfast, or is it like breakfast casserole, we are gonna pop it in an oven for 20 minutes at 200 degrees. And towards the last 5 minutes, we will take it out, poke 2 small holes, right, and then we just like gonna put 2 eggs inside there.
15 minutes later.
We're gonna pause the oven, we're gonna take it out, poke 2 tiny holes there, and then we're gonna crack the eggs inside.
tiny holes.
Tiny holes, yes. It's like mini pockets for the eggs. And then we're gonna just let it cook for the rest of the time before garnishing it and serving it.
And now we will take another
5 minutes. Okay.
Yay!
Then we are just gonna garnish it with a bit of chives and we are done.
It's dessert time and I'm gonna make a Kinder Bueno cake. And I think by now y'all should know that it's probably gonna be made out of bread, right? Swiper, no swipe.
Oh man!
I know there are many ingredients in my backpack, but it's always the same style of cooking cake. You mix the wet ingredients and then you mix the dry ingredients separately, combine and bake it in a preheated oven. Okay, so here are our ingredients. Bread, sugar, milk, butter, eggs, cocoa powder, baking soda, and vanilla essence. Okay, first things first, we're gonna do the first part of this recipe, which is the bread, the sugar, the milk. We're gonna tear the bread with our hands because we're lazy. Okay, so after you tear the bread with your hands, right, and then you put all your sugar in. Okay, and then milk. Milk, sugar, and bread. How wrong can it taste? Amigos! Do we cover and press the button? Or do we press the button? Press the button? Okay! Now, safety first. I'm gonna switch off the switch before moving on to the next step. Okay, set this aside. We're gonna work on our drier ingredients now, okay? Now for the next part of this recipe, you're just gonna cream the butter and eggs together. Do you think I can break with one hand? You're supposed to answer me. Yes. Hey, I'm not even wearing my apron. Now just cream it until it's well combined. Okay, and then the last part is just add all the powder into this. Cocoa powder, the baking powder, and then, I want to say whisk, but no, sieve. And last but not least, the vanilla essence. Then just again mix until well combined. Smells so good. Okay, the reason why we add cocoa powder into the mix is because this, if you didn't realize, is a flourless recipe. We're actually using a recipe on YouTube that the producer has found, and you can check out the full video down below in the description box. And then later you just pour the bread, egg and sugar mixture into the same bowl. Okay, then you just mix it until everything is... Yeah. I'm gonna bring back my friend here to make my work a bit easier. Okay, and we're done. A bit of a mess, but it's okay. Life is a mess. Now, we're gonna prepare our cake tins. Now I'm just gonna grab, okay, look very nasty, but I just grabbed some leftover butter in the fridge. Don't zoom in, please! And I'm gonna line the tins. So now it's just agaration, okay? You just need to agarate. Okay, then you just... Okay lah, just gonna like that lah.
Nope.
Okay, at least this one works. And you just put it in the oven and let it bake for an hour. And we'll be right back. The cake's ready. I'm gonna remove it from the oven and let it cool here. Okay? If you're making something Kinder Bueno inspired, you gotta use hazelnut, right? And we're gonna make our own hazelnut cream, and it's very easy. All you need is toasted hazelnuts, white chocolate, and a pinch of salt. Okay, and then I'm just gonna blend it all up in my blender. Are you there, producer? Okay, now that this one is done, I'm just gonna melt the white chocolate that I have in a microwave. Okay, and then I'm just gonna combine the hazelnut butter with the melted chocolate. And then you just mix it until it's well combined. Okay, let's take out the first chocolate cake. Woo! Let me perform operation on the first one. Now I'm gonna fill the valley with the homemade hazelnut filling. Now I'm gonna close the lid back on. Okay, now that I sealed it shut, I'm gonna make it a little pretty by drizzling some Nutella on top. Guys, it broke. Now I'm just gonna chill this entire thing in the fridge and you'll see the end result in the next clip. Goodbye. Okay, I'm back. I've plated my bread cake and here it is. Now this is the cross section of the Kinder Bueno cake. You can see that it's a bit like a kueh kind of consistency. A bit wet. But I think the taste is super on point.
Now we've got all our dishes. We've got our tomato soup, we've got our breakfast casserole, and we've got your Kinder Bueno cake. So without further ado, we're gonna go for our taste test and see whether people will know what we add inside. Okay.
First impression is very Christmassy,
Okay.
very homely.
Oh, okay.
Very like. Can I try the dessert first? Cannot. Okay, this is some tomato soup. There's some cheese inside there.
Some cheese inside there.
Okay, very nice creamy consistency. Smells like a pizza.
Smells like a pizza.
Smells like a pizza. I have no idea what I just ate. It reminds me of is it bread pudding? Yeah, like the dessert. Bacon?
Bacon.
Yeah. Yeah, it's confirmed bread. Because this is like toast. Some sort of chocolate cake with something in the center.
Okay.
I have no clue what that is. Like peanut butter? The cake is quite spongy. Chocolate is nice as well. Oh! Okay. This is It's like a Kinder Bueno. Wow, okay. Guessed it.
There's a single common ingredient throughout these three.
A Kinder Bueno cake. Soggy breakfast. And tomato soup.
And tomato soup.
Common ingredient. Is it egg?
Everybody, let's welcome Hui Wen. Woo! Who are you?
Common ingredient
Yes.
in like a chocolate cake and this savory thing.
Yes. It's not only the common ingredient, it's the main ingredient actually.
This smells like spaghetti. Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
A little bit salty
A little bit salty.
for my liking.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it will go well with spaghetti. Hey, I think I know what's the ingredient already. Salt.
Everybody in room, follow after me. Say main ingredient. Main ingredient. Thank you.
I love meatballs. Never mind. Oh yeah. It got bacon. Wow. There's bread. There's bacon. Then meatball. Cheese.
Yes, correct.
Tomato.
You must eat the center, is the best part.
Wow. What is it? Like tastes like Reese's chocolate.
Quite close, quite close. Did the dessert show you all?
Yeah, these two I mean obviously got similar because it's both savory, but then this one is like it's like totally sweet, and it's like the sweet kind of sweet. I thought I confirmed wrong one, but then okay, I just
Your answer is...
Now to see who this phantom really is.
Okay, so Hui Wen, what was your answer?
egg.
Okay, yeah, what's your answer?
Egg.
Okay, why do y'all think egg first?
It's a very basic ingredient that a lot of food have.
Okay. What about Yan?
Everything can have egg inside. Like egg can thicken the soup.
Yeah.
There's egg obviously in the bread casserole, and you need egg to make cake. That's more intelligent than Maggie Mee girl,
You
right?
need egg to make cake.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, producers, what is the common main ingredient? Please shout it out in 3, 2, 1.
Bread.
Oh, bread. This one.
How do you have bread in the soup?
We cook the bread in with the tomatoes.
Okay.
And then the bread will slowly be broken down.
Oh.
After it's broken down into like a paste / liquid kind of thing, we add chicken broth inside. Continue stirring, blend it up, and then pour it out through a sieve.
How then bread here like how?
So this one we soak it with milk, and then we just blend it in a blender.
You soak the bread with milk.
Like we put milk, bread, sugar in a blender, and then we just blitz it up until it becomes like very wet. And then later we just add cocoa powder, eggs, and then bake it.
Success! We got coffee! Of course lah! Hey, we win eh! I mean, it's not a competition, but we managed to hide all our bread pretty well that they cannot guess.
Thank you for watching this episode of Eatbook Cooks.
If you like this video, you can watch more of our videos over there.
And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Bye.